What is good, everybody? Your friendly neighborhood gamer Zago cometh back with you again for another Soul Park Phone Destroyer video. So we're basically almost at the end of this wonderful event that's been taking place this weekend called Space Warrior. It was a locker-based event. You're supposed to collect these meteorite token things, and that would, as per usual, get you along the way to collecting your free packs for the event. Now, this video I just want to talk about events in general, highlight some of the good stuff that Redlynx is doing, and then potentially also give some suggestions as what might even further improve events on a whole for everyone. Now, as a lot of people probably tell you, this has been one of the best rewarding events since the first fantasy event that everyone raves so much about, primarily because this event was card specific, theme specific. It's something that we as a community have been asking for a very long time, because in general, theme specific events tend to yield better reward overall for most people. I know some people have the argument that they don't want to potentially make events 100% theme related, because then it kind of alienates and leaves some people out that may not run the theme. But my solution to this would be to have a different themed event every weekend for the 4 weeks that are usually in a month. You can have an adventure themed event, a mystical themed event, a sci-fi themed event, and a fantasy themed event. 4 themes, 4 events, 4 weeks. And if you so happen to have a month where there's like 5 weeks or something by chance, you can always just throw in a neutral event for shits and giggles for the extra week or whatever. It's totally doable, and I think it's something that Redlynx should really consider. Most of these events currently as is are weekend based events. Redlynx just introduced 24-hour events, which are pretty good, nice, short, sweet, straight to the point, 35 points. They're usually point-based, card-based events. 35, and you get the three tiered pack rewards, and that's decent. It's a nice thing that Redlynx does for the community, and everybody's happy for that for the most part. For a weekend event, I also think the length of the event is fine, but what I specifically want to highlight is the amount of points needed. Currently, for the team section, you need like I think 35,000 points or something of the sort, which is fine, because if a team is pulling its weight, it's not an issue for them to get that. My problem here is, and this is probably just my OCD kicking in, I don't see why we have 1,250 as an arbitrary number for the end of the event. I think that we could just have 1,000 points per event and have events not feel so grindy, especially in a situation where it's a locker based event and you know it's RNG related, and you know you potentially might not have money to refresh lockers or refresh PvP packs to keep going, and you really try to grind to hit your locker limit. I feel like setting this to 1,000 would be totally perfect, totally understandable, and not too much of a hassle. I really don't see what the extra 250 here is for. They could have spread out 1,000 points between the 8 packs that they reward for the event. So I think Redlynx probably needs to think about cutting that down. It can't hurt, it can only help. In all honesty, it'll encourage more people to finish the event, especially if they don't feel like it's so much of a grind, or if the event isn't related to the main theme that they build their deck around. So I think Redlynx can probably cut that down. Like I was mentioned before, the types of events revolve around either weekend, 1 day, locker base, or card point base. I feel like for the most part, Redlynx is finally learning from the public outcry that we do not want a card point based event right before a legend rank reset. So I'm happy to see that they decided to go with a locker based event for the last weekend event before legend rank reset, which is I think in a day or something like that. So kudos to Redlynx. Very smart choice. Let's hope they take note and keep going with that very smart choice. Like I was mentioning before, event themed rotations is totally doable, and if they decide to stick with and go ahead with keeping events theme specific, I really think this would be the smartest thing to do. Every theme gets included. No one necessarily feels left behind, because everyone gets their fair turn during the month for a theme specific based event. Now, one of the reasons why having a theme specific based event is important is because of something like this. Let me open this pack and show you the wonder of having an event based around a specific theme. We open this pack. You have your usual tickets, coins, or cash to start things off, but then you start getting to the real meat of the matter. You get materials for the themes, the specific theme. Now, whether or not you play said theme, having mats in this quantity, I just pulled this and I got 7 of these. If this pack as a whole was diluted by having all themes represented in this pack, I might only have gotten like maybe 2 or 3 of these, because I would have like a bunch of other mats from the other themes to try and balance out the value of the deck. The pack. And at this point, I'm kind of starved for sci-fi mats because I don't really play sci-fi, but I've been trying to get my sci-fi stuff up more so that I can learn how to play the theme. 5 alien hands. 4 gold mats for sci-fi. Like, this is what I'm talking about. But even more important than the mats, it's the cards. When you have theme specific events, you can know that the pack, the RNG related to the amount of card pool that the pack picks from is that much smaller. So for the mere fact that I'm only going to be able to get sci-fi cards out of this, I can pick up key cards that I may potentially need to make my sci-fi card stronger. So we get Freezery. I get 3 Robo Babies. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't just pull 3 Robo Babies from a pack. Look at that. I get Cyber Penny, so I get an epic card right off the bat there. 3 Hyperdrives. 7 Astronaut Butters. If this card pool was diluted with other themes, there's no way I would have gotten 7 of anything, to be quite honest. We get a Mind Control, and we get Poison. I kind of wish I had gotten 7 poisons, but we're getting close. We're almost to level 5 poison. But you see the point that I'm trying to make here with the potential for what you get from a card pack when it's not diluted by other themes. These are all sci-fi theme specific cards that I've gotten in either a good rarity or a high quantity. So you can see how that would be important. And if we go with what I was mentioning before, with having a different theme represented every week for every weekend's event, this would be good for any and everyone, period and point blank, regardless if people think they're getting left out. All you have to do is just wait for your theme's turn within the month to get a good card pool to pick from to help your collection overall. That is not a bad thing in any way, shape, or form. Second to that, what I want to talk about in closing is potentially a way to kind of mitigate or deal with the issue of D rankers that a lot of people have. If Redlynx could somehow, and I don't think this is too much of a stretch of the imagination, if Redlynx could somehow make the card packs that you pull from an event scale in accordance with the PvP rank that you are, similar to how our PvP packs that we play for on ladder, the rewards from those are scaled depending on how high you rank on the legend ladder or on the ladder in general. I feel like if they could figure out a way to do that, but for events, so when you do an event, if you're high ranked and you open your pack, you get more rewards, versus if someone D-ranked to a lower level and did the event that way, they would be getting less rewards because they're D-ranked. I feel like it's not an end all be all fix for D-ranking, but it's a step along the way to potentially ending or getting people to shy away from D-ranking. So those are all my praises and I guess suggestions for Redlynx in regards to events. I want to just say shout out to them. Thanks for making an awesome event as always. This is going to be me signing off. telling all you guys good luck in the streets of South Park and keep on gaming.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like all our videos. Do go check us out on Facebook. You can search us under the name Zalgo Comet. Follow us on Twitter at Mr_Gamehead. And as always, keep on gaming. Visit our game review blog at www.zalgocomet.blogspot.com. See you guys later.